We are back now for race 10 of the Xfinity Series regular season, the final race before the playoffs start. Bottom right hand side of the screen, you can see who's in, who's out, and notice the first column after the driver's name, nobody has a 2 beside it. That's because we haven't had a repeat winner in 9 Xfinity Series races. That's unbelievable. That leaves little to no room for error for those guys on the outside looking in. They need a win. For drivers like Alex Jarvie, Sophia Gallagher, Mike Atkinson, who at one point led the championship, for him to be 6 points above the cutoff line is insane. The competition is so high in the first season of the Xfinity Series. It's gonna be wild. We're following Elliot Carpentier. He is the first driver outside looking in. He is one of the very few drivers that could point their way in today with a solid finish. Mike Atkinson needs to have a good finish. Alex Jarvie likely will point his way in today. He should be one of the only driver that's safe with an average finish. Everyone else will need a win or a very, very good finish. Zach Ross 20 points out, Caleb Lane 31. Pretty much everyone from 15th down will need a win. Zach Ross might get lucky. You never know, but based off what we saw in the Truck Series, you're gonna need a win. Donovan pulled it off earlier today in an unbelievable fuel race. I was not expecting that, especially at Daytona. But any large track, you always get surprised with these great fuel finishes now and then, and it was one of those races. Cost somebody a playoff spot. I'm not going to name who, but very shocking. Anyway, that's the Truck Series. This is the Xfinity Series. Let's finish up practice, get into the nitty gritty, the qualifying, and we'll go from there.
Drivers, to your cars.
All right. Soto. I think that's not his first pole this season. Alfred Soto on pole. And Kyle Simpson on the outside. He's been a good qualifier lately. That's pretty good. Who else we got? We got, as for bubble drivers, we got Atkinson in 17th. Gallagher 21st. Carpentier, where is Carpentier? Ooh, way down in 36. I mean, if you're gonna have a bad play or a qualifying run, this is the track to do it. Could see Carpentier at the front by the end of this night. You never know what's gonna happen on these play tracks. But we got Soto on pole. Gonna be a good race. Can't wait to see what happens. It's anything like the truck race. We're all in for a treat. Mind you, it won't be a fuel race. I can almost guarantee that. There'll be one pit stop in this race. That's because these cars use these guys use restrictor plates on this version, so the fuel consumption is dramatically decreased. And should be just a one stopper, maybe 2 tires, maybe no tires. We'll see. But as I mentioned before, Mike Atkinson, previous point leader earlier on in this season, battling for his life tonight. See what happens at the end of these 50 laps. Got a new player in the game today. Where is he? Zach Shaw. Riding high after, you know, it's one of those blessing in disguises. Making his first Xfinity Series start after getting released from the Hughes Motorsports camp. It's not performing for Hughes. So you know, team owner Tristan Grace decided to nab him up before somebody else did. I think it was only a couple hours as a free agent there. So it's a good opportunity for Shaw to hit the reset button and kind of look forward to the playoffs stress free, no pressure, to see what he can do in an Xfinity Series ride. We are green flag racing. Let's do a crank it up like they do on Fox. Let's just listen to these cars get up to speed. Should take about 2 laps or so. You can see those cars are now at their top speed, around 185 miles an hour, maybe 190 at the end of the straightaway. But you can definitely hear the difference in RPM range from the trucks and the cars going around here. Doing about the same speed, and ooh, we are 4 wide racing. Ooh, Gallagher gets a little bit of a tap. These cars are racing a lot tighter than the trucks were, and Jarvie and Curtis battling for who gets the draft behind the 43. Yikes, this is really close. This is butt-clinchingly close. And oh, they are touching. Wow. And there they go. The big one. On lap 3. Oh, that's going to take out quite a few drivers. And Alonso involved in that one. McLaughlin also, I know he was kind of on the bubble. Team owner Mike Carroll. Wow. That's disappointing for a lot of these guys. And yes, Jess, I will show the 96 once we clear up some of the debris here. Looks like Carlos Perez has heavy damage. Not sure if he'll retire from that. Alonso likely finished for the day. Yeah. 48 points above the cut line. Am I safe? We'll see. Not gonna be as easy as I thought anymore. So there you go. Broadcaster curse jinxes himself. So it's not just you guys. Let's go back and watch that, because I kind of saw that happening. So Alex Jarvie is out. Let's go back and rewatch that, because I kind of saw that one coming. Why I stayed with him. Probably not the best angle. See Curtis and Jarvie just really fighting for it, and then not sure who came into who, but doesn't really matter. Huge wreck. Couple Jarvie Motorsports cars involved. 43, the 5. 81, of course. 18, looks like he got away with minimal damage. 96, there it is, Jess. Dex Imaging Ford Mustang. Like he might have gotten a little bit of damage there as well. Nothing to impede his speed too much. 89 likely off pace. finish for the night. 6, Carpentier, one of the playoff drivers. Bit of rear end damage and some side damage there. I think of all the cars, the one got away with the least amount. Very unfortunate. Through the rest of the field, I don't see damage. The 4 cars got heavy damage in the rear. See, the whole back end is bent up. Maybe it's just the camera angle. It looks kind of pushed in. Oh yeah, heavy damage there. 19 heavy. 69 of Gallagher. She's got some rear end damage too now. We'll we're kind of on a delay here, so we'll see if anyone took a pit stop. It's like just some damage repair. All those cars were involved, so looks like we didn't have any takers. Fast forward to live. Got at least a lap and a half more to go under caution. Glad you like it. Yeah, looks like we got a small ride on our hands with that 81. I know just below Andrew Anderson was McLaughlin in the points, so his chances of making the playoffs, he wasn't eliminated. I think it was like around 52 points, so he was right on the bubble there of being eliminated once things got started, but a win was needed to advance. Looks like we got the 13 coming down pit road. Sure, I don't think he was involved in anything. This might just be a very good strategy call. Who knows? That extra 6 laps of fuel might pay dividends. We're on in this race. But some heavy hitters out early. Looks like we have about 5 retirements already. Sorry, 6. Those will be the 39. It's not a player car. We got the 93 of Carlos Perez. 43. And that's driven by, who is that? Matt Price. Alex Jarvie in the 9. 29 of Alonso out. 89 of McDonald also retired. And looks like the 13 is the latest victim with a piston issue. So that was unrelated to the wreck, I believe. And that's just a mechanical failure for that HRI team. Some expensive bills to pay for some of these teams. Like the 2 other HRI cars are right there, fairly clean, and ooh, another failure for the ART team. That kind of hurts. Every time you see a car fail to finish, that's about 33 grand out of pocket for the owner, as 3 of these cars cost about 100. So that's these are expensive cars to fix. And I'm just gonna check to see. No, we got 1 more lap, so I don't think this will impede the race restart. I'm not sure if he's gonna make it back. He's about 38, 37, so that engine's completely dead. Will he get on pit road in time? Will he cause us to do another lap? It's like, if he can get on pit road, they won't extend, so we will see. I think it should be okay. You can see that motor is completely stopped smoking now. That means it's burned off all the oil and all the other fluids. He's just cruising. All right, 1 to go. We got Nicholas King here. I should probably take off that playoff thing, right? You don't want to stare at that the whole race, I'm sure. Going back to the Xfinity Series points now. At Nicholas King about 58 points ahead of Alex Jarvie. So it's kind of strange Alex Jarvie is still not safe. Being second in the points, he doesn't have a win, but he's had a pretty good season up to this point. This is his first major setback, and it's come at a very crucial time. I want to see this. We got a little feud happening in the comments between the 81 and 29. Let's take a look here. Get it before we go back racing, so we can clear the air. So you said it happened after the accident. Ooh, yeah. There it is. Sometimes it's just unavoidable. You can come to my garage too, Mike, for that last minute bump. All right, we're restarting back on lap 8 now. After a huge wreck on lap 3, taking out some contenders. See what happens. The field was quite stacked up before this. We'll see if gonna have some stragglers now, which will cost be pretty hard to stay out of the way if they're going off pace, so it might stir things up later on. It's all right, Mike. While you were taking care of the 29 team, my 9 guys were packing up shop, and we've already left the track. We are out of here. Looks to be everyone is too far off pace right now. The 6 car had some heavy rear end damage. I think they got that all fixed up. 61 of Liam Tanner hit a pit stop there, not sure why, but that's going to put him a lap down and out of the draft, so he'll be 2 laps down before you blink an eye. And look who is potentially going to lead the next lap. Mr. Shaw. While Keith is sticking it to the HRI team, I'm sure Blue Dog is going to be sticking it to Hughes Motorsports if Shaw can produce a solid finish for this team today. Looks like Christian DeLeon led that last one. Kyle Simpson and Soto on the low line looking to get ahead now. Those two were on the front row. We know they have fast cars by themselves, but how do they handle in a pack? We'll see. Looks like we got 1 large pack and then a couple of stragglers. Looking good for the 81 team. They seem to be off pace. 61. I think the 81 is probably suffering from some engine damage. That hard hit into the outside wall, and then again by the 9 team. We got this second tier pack now. I think most, if not all, these cars were involved in that lap 3 accident. See at least 4 cars that were suffering some damage, so see what happens to this pack. But they don't seem too far off pace, but they're just not fast enough to keep up with those leaders, so see how they fare for the rest of the race. But it looks to be like we have about a 23 horse race now, trailed by that 18 car driven by Zach Ross, Monte Gallagher. These are the 2 we want to watch today. Be battling hard. See who holds it at the end of the race. Atkinson also in the mix still. Right there in that rainbow colored Exalta car. He holds the final transfer spot as it is now. But a race win by any driver that hasn't won already will just change everything. And then that 48 team will be on the outside looking in by a large margin. I'll put the playoff thing, the playoff picture back up one more time for you guys to take a brief look at. So Gallagher and Atkinson are right there. Ponte right behind them. I still think Alex Jarvie might be okay, but I'm not going to be sleeping easy for the next 37 laps or so. See how things shape up for the rest of the race. 92 car now, pretty much a single car team at the moment. Only ATR car left to win a race. It'd be something if we had 10 winners in the first 10 races. That would be exciting. Certainly put Alex Jarvie on the level. He'll be finishing 37th today, so it's pretty much out of his hands now. Paul Ericsson takes the lead. Ponte wants that extra bonus point. 48 of Atkinson getting a very crucial bonus point that last time by leading a lap. 6 car Carpentier wants to even the score there and lead his own. Like he'll do that. At least one. Incredibly close racing once again for this pack. They're 3 wide all the way through. It's they seem to handle 3 wide okay. It's the 4 wide racing you got to keep an eye out. Very close pack. The 26 of King clinching the regular season championship after the last race, so that's 10 points in their pocket for the playoffs, plus an additional 3 for a win. Having such a dominant season up to this point, we saw what happened to Carlos Perez in the trucks last season. I'm not saying anything here, but 13 points above the cut line is going to be very close. There's you're pretty much starting from scratch. I mean, 13 points is great and all, but I mean, it's not a lot at the end of the day. We'll be wanting an extra 3 points here tonight. If they're small margin, a little bit of a bigger cushion. Looks like Gallagher wants to lead this lap. I'm not sure if she's going to do it. Get that extra point and pretty much even the score between the 3 guys, or the 3 cars trying to race their way in. She's going to miss out on that lap. But thankfully for her sake, there's tons of racing to go. Plenty of opportunities to lead more. See King now taking the point with the Leon pushing him. A couple of dodges up front. And speaking of dodges, we haven't talked too much of the manufacturer standings, but they're second in the manufacturer points, so they've had a pretty good first season up to this point. They're third in the Truck Series, second in Xfinity, so they're doing quite well. But Ford is the manufacturer with the lead in Xfinity. They got 8 points over Dodge with 58 to 50. Then you got Chevy about 45, and Toyota, who seems to be struggling. They don't have a lot of factory support in the Xfinity Series. It seems they're down there with 36, not out of reach for the overall title, but need to get a move on in the next 7 races before they can, you know, start gaining some ground. They gotta start winning more races. Ford has been cleaning up in the Xfinity Series so far. As for rookie points, pretty close. It's about 13 points between first and fifth. Brandon McLaughlin leading the charge there with Tanner coming up the rear, but if Shaw can maintain his full-time ride, he'll be 6th, but with no chance to really improve on that position, so it's pretty much a 5-horse race in that aspect. Kyle Simpson is 2 points behind McLaughlin, and Erickson is 3rd, about 4 points behind McLaughlin in first. Probably gain some ground after this race. Looks like Simpson's about to lap McLaughlin. And here we go. This is the first challenge for these guys. We'll see what happens. Slower traffic now, blocking the 2 high lanes. Ruin Freddie John's run and Atkinson's run. Allowing Lane, Simpson, and Ross to kind of go down on the bottom and up some extra positions. Dave Grubb having a respectable season so far. I'm sure he'd like to be a little higher in the points, maybe fighting for a playoff spot. Still within reach with a win, but without a win, I can't see this Mountain Dew Ford Mustang reaching the postseason. Mike's out for blood today. This large pack kind of being strung out to 2 smaller ones now. I think they'll lose the draft, but gonna make it a clean pass for these guys, and we'll check in on this second group now. 24th through 28th all battling for the scraps, basically. Kind of hoping for another big one up in the front pack. Gain some spots there. I'm hearing some rumors. Actually, I'll go back. Hearing some rumors between the 5 car here. Potentially a driver swap for Matt and another driver in the truck series. He just wants to be more competitive, I heard, and hasn't really been up to speed most of the season. He's shown some races where he's been good, but overall I think this has been a disappointing start to his Xfinity career, and I'm hearing he might make some personnel changes in the truck series. So, I mean, looking back at the points, you can kind of figure out who or which seat he's looking to fill or trade with. There's only one truck that hasn't made the playoffs, so I'll speculate and say it might be that 48 truck of Johnson. Not going to confirm anything because we'll see. We'll see what happens. But if Matt can get into that truck for the remaining 7 races in the trucks, I would expect he would be very competitive, to say the least. He'll be right up there with the big boys, and while it won't be for any points or anything, it will be for pride and maybe boost his stats a little bit before the season's over. We'll see what happens with this car going in the future for the playoffs, but as it is now, it won't make the playoffs, and if a new driver joins, it won't really matter too much, but we'll see how they make out in the Xfinity Series. That's all I have for that. The inside scoop when you're the commissioner of this league. Always get the inside scoop. I'm still waiting for Galiza Racing to follow through on their personnel changes. I heard they were looking to make a change. They haven't really done too much lately, so we'll see what happens with them. Ah, okay, so the only thing stopping him is a potential Rookie of the Year honors for Johnson. I know this is the Xfinity Series, but let's go check and see what the point situation is there. So, I mean, Callum Johnson is 18 points below Jack Foster for Rookie of the Year honors in trucks, so not impossible, but pretty tough hill to climb. 7 races. Pretty much need to gain about 3 points a race on the 5 drivers in front of them. We'll see. It's not my team, not my responsibility, but either way, it'll be an interesting move if it happens. If it doesn't, I know Johnson's just waiting to break through in the truck series. He's been so close so many times, and just, man, incredibly unlucky with all his misfortunes, wrecks, engine failures, anything else like that. Just getting caught a lap down when hitting under green, and then a caution comes out. Like, it's just everything you can imagine that that you don't want to happen to your team or driver has happened to that guy. So disappointing to see, but that's why we race. You never know who's going to win until the final lap or the final 100 yards usually. The 23 of Soto has been up front most of the day. Hasn't led a lot of laps, but he's been in the running. See what happens to him. You might want to get on the inside line before that lap car gets caught up. Of Liam Tanner. They're about to catch him now for him a 3rd lap down? 2nd lap down. Here they come. Let's see which line the 61 takes. It's like they're gonna... Ooh. 26 forcing the 61 high. Looks like the 61 wanted to stay low. I don't know, something with those GMS cars today. They were kind of a pain in the butt for the lead trucks in the truck series at Daytona, and now there's the 61 kind of causing a little bit of havoc for these lead cars. This second pack here is actually... last time I checked, they were quite far back. Now looks like they might be gaining a little bit. Not going to gain much driving like this. Looks like all of the Sovatech cars are lined up for a nice photo opportunity. 69, 4, and 85, all teammates. I think they would have a better strategy here than to race 3 wide for a position that doesn't really matter until later on. I'm up 29 now, so that means my prediction on fuel is coming up. Of course, they ran a few laps in a caution, so that might extend the window just ever so slightly. So I'm gonna shoot around lap 35-ish for pit stops to happen. Might be a couple laps here and there off, but we'll see. Let's see Wayne King here in the final 4 of the Truck Series Championship last season. Very disappointing season up to this point. Single car operation still in Xfinity. I'm not sure what Will's plan is for the future as a team owner here, but this team seems to be struggling right now. Maybe need some teammates out there to help bring them up to speed. You always notice NASCAR, the single car teams struggle the most. And 9 times out of 10, it's not because of their equipment. It's usually because they don't have anyone to bounce off any feedback with. It makes a huge difference having two two drivers out there, two cars, same equipment. You can run different setups, see which one works best. Always an advantage to have more drivers out there, in my opinion, anyway. BRM leading having a strong race up to this point. 26 in the 99. Torres and King both making the playoffs, so this team starting off their Xfinity careers right. Looking for a strong, deep playoff run. Been very successful this season in those Dodges. Of course, you have the manufacturer support right there. You got Mopar on the hood of team owner's team car, so you would expect them to be leading the charge in the Dodge camp, and they certainly are. Nice to see Dodge back in NASCAR. I'm hearing rumors, going to real life for a moment. I'm hearing rumors that while we may not get a fourth manufacturer anytime soon, there is a fourth manufacturer very interested in entering NASCAR. Who it is, I don't know. My best guess would either be Honda, Nissan, Dodge, maybe along those lines, but it's unlikely they'll join before the... Ooh, we got pit stops. Unlikely they'll join NASCAR before they do the... There's an engine reset, technical reset happening. I think 2023 or 2024 happening. So it's unlikely they'll join before then. It makes sense to just join. Oh, teammates getting involved there, and ooh, that kind of sucks for Hughes right there. They were having a great race, 83 and 82. So 82 is going to have some hood damage to fix, and 83 is going to have some rear end damage to fix. Everyone's saying Honda. I probably agree with you. I think it really depends on if NASCAR switches to a hybrid model for their engines. I think Honda's very interested in that type of racing. Of course, they're leaving Formula 1 because apparently it just costs too much money, but they're very active in IndyCar. And they'll probably be in IndyCar when they switch to a hybrid model as well, so the way of the future, I guess. It'd be cool if these things had hybrids in them. All that muscle, and then you get that extra battery boost. Maybe they'll use it like a push-to-pass system, like in IndyCar. That would be interesting. I'd watch that. It's like 2 tires and fuel is the call on lap 34 for pit stops. I called 35. I was wrong by a lap, so don't bite my head off. Let's see the 48. Not sure where the merge line is, if it's that thicker yellow line or the thinner one, but I hope for his sake it's the thinner one. I'll still be making another trip down pit road. There we go. This car going to catch up. Looks like the 82 didn't lose. Looks like these two didn't spend any time fixing their car, but you can see the hood is buckled up on that 82, and that's going to cost them large over the course of the next 15 laps. The 83 has some rear damage there, but I think Lane might be able to get away with that better than his teammate. Ooh, I like that idea. I'm not a big fan of the charter system, but I was never really a fan of the provisional system either, so I don't know what's best for NASCAR in that aspect. It's always nice to see larger fields, but only 3, if NASCAR goes back to 43 cars, then if NASCAR only goes back to 43 cars, then it'd be nice to see that again. But I don't know. I guess it costs more to run an IndyCar. I don't understand why there's only 25 cars. I don't think that's limited at all. Usually you're getting about 25 cars in the field, which is great, because when I used to watch kart, you know, in the early 2000s, it was like barely struggling to get 20. Sometimes it would be like 15 cars in the field, and that kind of sucked. But yeah, I'm all for more cars. Let's get back to racing here. Who the heck is leading after that round of pit stops? Looks like the field's pretty spread out. I'd say the 42 and the 17 are your leaders right now, according to the last time by. Going through the field here, we got the 48, Atkinson, Soto, Madden, Carr, Torres, 41 of Ericsson, and the 20 of King, all on the lead group. Then about 2.5 seconds back, we got the 6 of Carpentier. And all these guys here, kind of single file, they'll probably bunch up soon, minus the 81 and 66 who are kind of off pace right now. And then you got the Sovatech cars here with the Lisa entry. Their 4-car pack. That hood looks a little damaged to me. That 0 car has some I'm not sure if that was from the wreck earlier on lap 3 or not, but I don't recall seeing it that far bumped up. And the 26 of King having a terrible stop. He's lost the lead pack and then some. He's showing 21st right now, about 12 seconds back. So he'll get absorbed into this group. 61 gonna get out of the way and make his last pit stop. The 92, I believe, was in the lead pack there, Jess, so you're okay. You still got that 1 horse in the race, so you're good. I think keeping up with tradition, I think we'll probably have an exhibition race next time. Just before the playoffs, get everyone a little extra money for some upgrades and whatnot. Put your best foot forward, so to say. As for as for exhibition venues, I'll leave that open to you guys for trying anything. If you want to do a short track, we can do a short track. I don't think we've done an exhibition short track before. A lot of super speedways where it's just pure carnage and wreckage and stuff like that. I think that's more enjoyable and good for ratings, but I'll leave it up to you. 61. I thought he was kind of off pace, but looks like he's just slow, getting up to speed. The 24 of Simpson on the outside row, kind of falling back a little bit in that second group. I'm not sure if that second group will be able to catch these first guys or not. I'm keeping an eye on the standings. They gained a little bit that last time by, but I don't think it's enough for them to catch them, especially if they're racing as hard as they are right now. Yes, your dodges look weird. There's like 6 different dodge templates in this field right now, so you're gonna have to be a little more specific, unless you think they all look weird. 48 of Atkinson leading this one. 10 to go at the line. Coming alive when it counts. If Atkinson wins, that pushes Jarvie a spot lower. Not sure what's gonna happen. Attitude right there in the 17 and 48. The 5 car of Matt Moss, team owner, is going 1 lap down now after those pit stops. Disaster. That 5 team. Still looking for our streak of different winners to stay alive here. Going for 10 in a row. And In a quick look at our playoff standings right now, you can see who those previous 9 winners are, and pretty much it's open season right now. In this front field, I'm seeing the 23 with a win. Hold on, sorry. Taking a better look. Got the 23 with a win. This pack, and the 99. Other than that, I'm not seeing anyone else there with a win. Oh, Jack Carr as well. My apologies. So we got 3 cars in the top 9 with a win. So that gives us a 67% chance of a new winner today. If everything stays as is, of course. I like those chances, though. I would like to see 10 cars win in the first 10 races. But this racing doesn't seem to be as tight on the high line as the trucks were, so it seems like the low line is kind of the way to go, and you got that rotational effect where the leader gets shuffled up high and then the person behind him on the low line will take over, so on and so forth. But it was good racing when the whole pack was together. We got a more traditional, smaller field here, as we usually see at the end of these things. It's like Zach Ross's chances are all but gone at this point to making the playoffs, so that just leaves the four drivers. Need to point their way in still. Zach Ross is shown in 19th, so we'll need a small miracle. Six to go. No more pit stops remaining. And hate to break it to you, Keith, if you're still watching, we got your former driver in the mix. Zach Shaw, in his debut in the Xfinity Series for his new team, Blue Dog. This kind of makes Trishan look like a small genius here, much like you did with Noah Cole. There you go. Zach Shaw good on super speedways. I guess that makes sense since he won his way in this time last season. Makes perfect sense that he would be right up here. You're an evil genius, Tristan. Nothing more, nothing less. I don't know how you guys are with your drivers. I mean, I'm not doing like full analytics of my own team, but I have been keeping track to see where drivers finish at certain tracks. It's just kind of something I've been doing. I know I created all these fictional drivers, and you know, you guys probably think I know what all their ratings are, but there's like way too many drivers out there for me to memorize everything. I just literally put the ratings in and I pretty much forget about it. I'm not that kind of learner. I need to see things on paper and study them. So I've been kind of making a small list of drivers that do well on certain tracks, and I go from there, and I kind of just wait and see if, you know, if they make the free agents list or not. I'm cool like that. Love my stats. Nice in-depth chart on my own team. Kind of like my own scout, if you will. Alright, we got 3 laps to go. Mike Atkinson needing a win. well, not needing a win, but needing a very good finish today, and looks like he's doing what he needs to do. Got a couple wild cards in this mix. Of this group here, the only car I can see that wouldn't really qualify. Actually, no. Yeah, is the 7? No, the 7 wasn't even in there. So I guess, yeah. So everyone here would qualify for the playoffs with a win, including Zach Shaw, since there aren't 32 teams, or sorry, 35 teams in the mix here. He'll instantly be bumped up to top 35 in points, which seems like a broken system, but I wasn't expecting only 32, 33 cars to be in the Xfinity Series at this point. I kind of thought we'd have a decent sized field by now, but we don't, so this is where we're at. And that would be quite the upset if Shaw raced his way in. Could do a minimum start. I don't know, I didn't really think about this. I wasn't expecting this type of situation to pop up, but leave that up to you guys for future if you want to do that or not. I think this will be the only time we experience this. Maybe in Cup next season. Cup cars are expensive, 150 grand a piece just to get going, so that's 450 right off the bat to get a 3-car team in Cup, but we'll see who bites that bullet. First chance they get. We're at the white flag now. I'm just kind of rambling on at this point. We should be talking about the racing, and the 84 of Jack Carr with a win already this season. He's looking for his second win, and we got 2 lap cars blocking the whole track. Oh my god. So Jack Carr is going to go low. Atkinson is going to get shuffled to the rear. Looks like Jack Carr is on his way to win a second race. We'll see if Ericsson has anything for him coming off of 4. But it looks like Jack Carr is going to steal this win late and win for the second time in Season 1. Jack Carr wins at Daytona. How about that? Zach Shaw getting a nice top 4 finish. Soto 3rd, Ericsson 2nd, and Atkinson getting a top 5. Will it be enough, though, to point his way in the playoffs? Get the playoff bubble up there one more time for you guys to take a look at and do your own mental math. I predict Keith is up there with his calculator. That's the way Matt's saying it's enough. I think it might be. Alex Jarvie might be safe as well after a poor finish by Gallagher. Up there, down there in 19th. So thankfully for Alex Jarvie, no wild card took a spot away. Sophie Gallagher might get shuffled up. I think Carpentier might have the edge over her. So this might be your playoff field. I'm doing my own math right now, so I think as it is, going from 10th to 13th, I would say it's Atkinson, then Jarvie, then Carpentier, then Gallagher would be the first driver out. But that's just my mental math. I am strictly basing that off of no mathematical degree at all. So if I'm wrong, let me know. But we'll find out shortly when I update the points. Congratulations to Jack Carr and Hughes Motorsports team for having a very good day overall, I would say. Pretty impressive what they've done at super speedways, but I expected them to do well in the trucks. They did, for the most part anyway. It stops are another deal, but on track racing is always good. But yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Another great race. It's I think the 84, the number 84 win both races today. I think it did. So it's a good day to be 84. And if memory serves, the last race, I think the 82 won and finished second in Xfinity. So, man, Keith Hughes and the team are on an unstoppable roll lately. it's going to be interesting to see if they can carry all that momentum into the playoffs. We saw what happened to a couple drivers who just dominated the regular season in trucks, and they just couldn't keep it rolling. So hopefully for their sake they can, and looking forward to a deep playoff run for the Hughes team. Hughes Motorsports doing very well. Attitude, I think getting two drivers in the field here, maybe just one, sorry. Yeah, looks like they got one car in playoffs. What else we got? We got potentially two Jarvie Motorsports teams, two VRM, one HRI. Oh no, yeah, two HRM, and one ATR. We'll see about the Sovatech team, or the Galiza team, whichever one made the playoffs there. But yeah, good race. Not as exciting as the truck, I must admit, but I had fun calling it anyway. We'll see what happens in the points, but that's all I got for you guys now. We'll do an exhibition race next. Venue is TBD, and then after that we'll get back to racing for real. And we got two short tracks coming up. We'll do Richmond in the Truck Series and Bristol in the Xfinity, and that's going to be followed by Mosport and Charlotte Roval for trucks and then Xfinity there. So we got two road courses, and then we'll join the series back up for the final race in round 1 at Texas Motor Speedway, and that'll surely bring a great event. We saw some action there last time, and can't wait. This first round's going to be absolutely crazy. We got 3 different tracks, or 3 different track types in the first round. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. But as for now, looks like Jack Carr got himself another win, first repeat winner in the series, and he's got himself at least 6 bonus points coming into the playoffs. So I think that bodes well for that team. We'll see what happens. You never know. The playoffs are always a different animal, but you can see quite a few DNFs today in the Xfinity series. So expensive repair bills coming toward the team owners today, including myself. But that's the nature of the beast when you race these cars so close together on the super speedways. But that's all I got for this bad boy. We'll see you for a nice Carnage event somewhere. You guys can pick where you want to go. Let me know. Send me the track if you got it handy. If not, tell me where to get it, and we'll go from there. But I hope you guys enjoyed the Daytona races today, and we'll see you at the next one.